Well, it is a good morning from Lake Tekapo. We are in the Mackenzie country. We are about to head off towards the coast today. We're going to go and spend a bit of time at the beach, try and finally catch some freshwater fish. We've been, not fresh, some seafood. So hopefully we'll be able to hook up some fish out there. But it's a bit of a surreal feeling. Yesterday we booked our ferry crossing back for the North Island earlier than we anticipated, but we just feel the urge to get back towards some friends and family we haven't seen. Family and friends for a long time. We've been down here since the 4th of June and it is today the 6th of March, so quite keen to go see some family and spend a bit of time travelling some cool places around the North Island that we have never been to, but that's going to be at least 3 or 4 episodes away because we've still got a good like 25 days here before we cross. But it is always a weird feeling wondering when will we be back to these locations, and we definitely love travelling through these mountains. But anyway, we're about to hook up the truck and head off down towards the coast. But if you're new here, we are the Leopard family and we travel around New Zealand full time in our caravan. We'd planned to travel for just over a year, but we loved it too much that we couldn't stop. Soph works online to keep us fueled and fed, and the kids all do their schooling through Te Kura or the New Zealand Correspondence School. But we're hitting the road today from Tekapo and on our way down to the coast.
Here at the start of something new, we feel the expectation. Sky full of light breaking through, we feel our hearts exploding, our story unfolding.
Got to get the shot of Soph carrying the laundry. We are in Fairlie. We're going to do a load of washing and get a Fairlie pie. Always have to stop and get a Fairlie pie when we're in town because they are good. Not the best, I don't reckon, but good.
Don't put that bit in.
Why?
Because
It's my opinion. I've Patrick Star Pies and Rotorua Tauranga. They're the best. Laundromats through some parts of New Zealand can be few and far between, so making the most of clean clothes while we seek out a pie.
yeah.
Laundry can be a bit of an expensive part of being on the road, especially when you've got about 10 days or 2 weeks worth to get done. But off to join the queue, which stretched outside the door to go and get a delicious Fairlie pie. What's that one, Riley? What'd you get?
Ultimate
What'd you get, Jade?
vegan curry and lentil.
Vegan curry and lentil.
Mint and cheese. I was gonna sit down some.
Pretty mannequin there, waiting in that line trying to get your pie, but hopefully they're worth it. So the pie I got is the ultimate, steak, cheese and mushroom. It's pretty delish. Mate, look at all that meat, is that so good?
So good.
Well, that was a delicious pie. Hit us with all the best places that you know about to get a pie. Where should we go? We're heading to the North Island soon, so we want to eat all the pies.
That's the best pie. Best pie ever.
Kids rate it the best. I rate it second, third, fourth, fifth, somewhere like that. And just like that, after months and months of being amongst the mountains and in the rivers and the lakes, we were out on the plains, almost at the coast. If you're wondering where we're headed on the coast, to the friendly seaside village of Rangiatata fishing huts, a little affordable campground owned by the local council. Sweet, well we've arrived, we're all in place, very, very friendly people here. We've already had about 5 people come and say good day to us and point us in the right direction. Water and power here, I think it's $15 for NZMCA members or $20 on a powered site, or it's $10, kids are free, so that's really good. Just filling up with some water. Oh, we're full on one side. Put these kids to work, eh? Got to earn their keep. It's quite obvious that this beach has had some massive waves come through. The amount of driftwood, look at this. Push right up to those houses, so hopefully, gosh, they've been safe. This coast is gravel beaches for miles and dumper waves, so not safe for swimming, but generally a good spot for fishing, especially for sea-run salmon. Alright, the kids are just making a bit of dinner. I've been getting my fishing stuff sorted. We'll go and take the drone out and see if we can catch some fish. Had a bit of a yarn with some of the locals out here. They reckon it's been dire out here. There's not been much to catch, not much fish caught, so hopefully this drone will give us a bit of an advantage. But you know my luck, mate. Whenever we get to a good fishing spot, the fish are all hiding and none of them want to eat anything, so we'll see how we go. Well, it's definitely not a bad night to come down and do a bit of drone fishing. We'll fly our line out. Hopefully we can catch something. This place is pretty well known for catching elephant fish and rig shark. So we're just using a bit of octopus. That's what we've had in the freezer. It's like 25 k's back to the shop. So first night here, hopefully we'll catch something off that. Beautiful evening.
It's not easy as it seems, following your dreams. They're elusive things. Oh, the vision that you've seen.
I love that I can just push return to home and the drone will fly itself directly back home while I tighten up my reel and sort my line out, because you do get a bit of slack in the line when it's flying out if there's a bit of wind. The wind kind of seems to take your line a little bit, so it takes a little bit to get the tension back up. So it's really good that it just returns to home on its own. Looking at all the driftwood on this beach and just the rough, dumpy waves, just thoughtful of those of you on the Queensland and New South Wales area where Cyclone Alfred is coming through currently. This is probably going to be a month behind real time, but it's just devastating, eh? That coastal erosion, what the sea can do to the land is unreal. So I've been to the supermarket today with Jade back in Temuka. Got some of these whole prawns still in the shell. So apparently target species like eating like paddle crabs and crustacean kind of stuff. So hopefully a few of these raw prawns still in their shell will do the trick. So I'm going to head back out and go for another fish. This time I was feeling a lot more hopeful using the bait that the locals recommended, the good old prawns. Alright, well our fishing line is out there now, only about 250 meters, so we'll see how we get on. The sea is still quite dirty and the waves are super dumpy here, but can't catch a fish in the campground. Alright, we've got something on here, but I've got no kid to record me, so I'm going to do my best. Now that is a rig and that's what we've been after. Yes, some fresh fish. Woohoo! Finally! Trying to get this hook out one-handed was a bit of a nightmare. But hook out and then time to go and deal with this fish. When you catch a decent fish, it definitely makes you want to catch more. I did a few more flight casts with the drone, and every cast I did catch something, but they were all small and baby throwbacks. So time to go back to the caravan to fill it and cook up this fish. Now normally sharks have always thrown back, but rig, they're also called lemon fish. I didn't know anything about them until the South Island, but they have no teeth and they are actually very good eating. Okay, I'm gonna fillet up this rig shark now. I cut it in half so it could fit in the fridge in a bag without dripping juices everywhere. But the good thing about these sharks or these rig lemon fish is that they don't have any bones, just cartilage. So they're quite easy to fillet and you can get a maximum amount of meat off them. So we'll get into filleting them up, hey? So with no bones, you just cut out this cartilage section where the spine would be and then remove the skin and the rest you can eat.
Kind of thick.
Look at that, that's good. A very thin piece of skin left. Beautiful fillets. Nice meat. Cool, well, got that all filleted up and we will enjoy that in some more burgers for tea tonight. So, looking forward to frying that up. Oh, can't beat fresh fish, especially when you caught it yourself. It's been a long time since we've caught ourselves an edible keeper fish. So I had somebody email me the other day, what's my batter recipe? Some Pam self-raising flour, that's about it. Pretty much put whatever liquid you want in it. Put in some beer in today. But I've pre-coated all of the fish in some flour, so I've just dipped it into some self-raising flour as well to dip in the batter and fry it up. And away we go.
Here you'll see the master at work. Whoa. He's so fast.
I am very impressed with how good those have turned out. That is a very good looking fish. What do you think, Toby?
Good.
You're really looking forward to putting that in a burger? Right, let's see the inside. So,
So good to have fresh fish again.
Thank you, Rick.
We're gonna go for a swim.
at the beach.
No, at the river.
Nice flower.
It's so gorgeous.
It's been a beautiful day here today. Went for a good run this morning up the side of the river and just kind of made my way down through the river back to the beach. And we're just going to go back. It's warm, but it's definitely feeling like summer has left us and autumn is well and truly setting in. Today is only the 9th of March. That's a bit early for like summer feeling over. Although here we are going for a swim, so.
Summer was over on the 1st of March.
Yeah,
Love you, Mum.
It's amazing how the sun loses its intensity as we move through the seasons. When you get those autumn vibes, we definitely make the most of these warm days before daylight savings ends and the winter is among us.
Start something new. We feel the expectation, a new day waiting. Sky full of light breaking through. We feel our hearts exploding, our story unfolding. As we chase the morning sun, here and now, we've only just begun. There's a world of endless color waiting for us to
must be like one of the friendliest little villages that we've ever stayed in, I reckon. We've joined a couple of the happy hours here, and they truly are happy hours. Everyone just really gets along. There's quite a few locals that live here permanently, and they're so inviting and nice. They gave the kids cake, chips. We've just had another one of the people that live here just come and say g'day and drop off some biscuits, which is so nice. What a cool little place to come and hang out. How was it?
Good.
Yeah?
So good.
Next episode, we've got some warranted fitness issues with the truck in Ashburton. We failed on 6 things. And then we head out to Oxford, where we heard the news that my granddad had passed away, which drastically changes our plans. But more of that in the next episode.